workers, these Nabisco factories here in the U.S. that are going on strike, obviously for better working conditions, better pay, benefits, the usual stuff why the working class has to, go on strike, whether it's in the U.S. or anywhere else. We're peons to them, Nabisco factory workers, on why they're striking. The pandemic drove many people to the cookie jar and helped Nabisco, myself included, makers of Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Fig Newtons, and other sweet treats, weather the worst of the pandemic. But as the company's profits continue to recover, workers at its U.S. plants are striking over the outsourcing of jobs to Mexico and concessions demanded by their employer in a new union contract negotiations. August 10th, so what is today, the 20th? About 2 weeks ago almost. 200 workers in Portland, Oregon, represented by the BCTGM union, went on strike. Union workers in Aurora, Colorado began their strike on August 12th, followed by those in Richmond, Virginia on August 16th, in Chicago, Illinois on August 19th. Through the pandemic, Nabisco's parent company, Mondelez International, has recorded billions in profits in the second quarter of 2021. Company reported more than $5.5 billion in profits and spent $1.5 billion on stock buybacks in the first half of 2021. The CEO of Mondelez International received $16.8 million in total compensation in 2020, 544 times the company's median employee annual compensation of $31,000. Wow. 544 times more the CEO makes than the average worker. I mean, just think about that. I mean, 544 times. I mean, really? Do you really need that much money when your workers, some of them could probably be eligible for public benefits, public assistance, because you pay them such a fucking paltry wage? Like, how can anybody, again, it's these systems, these structural problems that incentivize people being so greedy. This CEO almost receiving $17 million in total compensation, while workers at their company are getting by on what could be described as poverty wages, right? Quote, it's greed. They don't have any respect for the workers that gave them the opportunity to make that kind of money. We're peons to them. Everyone at this point, everyone is at a point where enough is enough, said Darlene Carpenter, business agent of BCTGM Local 358 in Richmond and a former employee at the plant. We're at this point where we're saying this is how the cookie is going to crumble now because we can't do this. Nice little pun there. Wow, he's worked at the plant for 45 years. Let's see. Many workers had to work 12-hour shifts, 6 to 7 days a week for several months, and were praised for heroes for their roles as essential workers. Of course, that was probably it, just empty praise with actually no, monetary benefits, no bump up in, maybe vacation or time off or pay or pension or benefits. But they're heroes. They're heroes. Keep doing the good work, heroes, and getting by on $31,000 a year, while the CEO makes almost $17 million. Jesus. But now workers are being asked to give up overtime pay and concede to a two-tier healthcare system, Bragg said, which would downgrade benefits for new employees and cut overall wages. I'm sure there's no talk about cutting the, CEO's almost $17 million compensation, right? They're doing well. We're losing all the ground, said Bragg. They shut down 2 plants this year. They're cutting overtime. They're making profits, but we lost half of our union membership. How is that we're doing well? They're doing well, as he says, but not the workers, not the actual workers generating the profits for the shareholders and the CEO, 2012, Kraft Foods split into two companies, with Mondelez International formed as the parent company of Nabisco. Since the split, the union has been pressed to accept concessions during drawn-out contract negotiations, such as eliminating union pension contributions in May 2018, switching to 401k retirement plans, which a lot worse. Pension. Yeah, so they're fucking with their retirement, fucking with their pay, making them work these long hours, praising them as heroes, but then fucking them over all over the place. Mondelez International has shuttered several Nabisco plants in the U.S. over the past several years, offshoring much of the work to Mexico. The plight of its workers briefly became a campaign issue during 2016 election cycle, with both Hillary Clinton and Trump attacking plans to shift jobs overseas. I'm not eating Oreos anymore, Trump told voters in New Hampshire. So it looks like they're closing more plants. 2021, one in New Jersey and one in Atlanta. Lost about 1,000 jobs. Let's see. Yeah, wanting to exploit cheap labor. Huh. So that's that. So yes, I think, don't eat your Oreos. What else was it? Say Chips Ahoy. Let's look at Nabisco brands. It's a shit ton, it looks like. Illinois-based Mondelez International. Chips Ahoy, Belvita, Oreo cookies, Ritz crackers, Teddy Grahams, Triscuit crackers, Fig Newtons, Wheat Thins. All Nabisco cookies or cracker products are branded Christie in Canada. It's interesting. Yep. So stay away from all this shit until cutting off my head there. Until these workers are no longer on strike, just like with that Frito-Lay strike. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but I haven't consumed any Frito-Lay products in the meantime. Something else that was kind of interesting about this topic as well is that Danny DeVito spoke out about this on Twitter, and apparently they took away his blue check status for a period of time after that. Not super long, I don't think. But it looks like Nabisco, the parent company, same company that owns Nabisco, has a large share of Twitter. No contract, no snacks. Yeah, that was the tweet that he made. Let's, what did anybody else say to this? Fun part is how Nabisco has demonstrated they have the power to unverify people at will, which means they're also now complicit in all the violent right-wing extremists that Twitter continues to promote. Yeah. Wednesday, Danny DeVito expressed solidarity with striking Nabisco workers. No contract, no snacks, he tweeted today. Twitter stripped him of his verified status. DeVito confirmed to more perfect union. Support Nabisco workers striking for humane working hours for pay, outsourcing jobs, no contracts, no snacks. Thanks for that, Danny. And look, I mean, so that was at 148. So 1048 to 148, his Twitter, his blue check had been removed. And he's such a hilarious actor as well. And kudos to him for speaking out about this as well. Let's check out this. We spoke to striking, this is from More Perfect Union, as you can see. Spoke to striking Nabisco workers on the picket line in Portland. You can support the strike fund here. Support that if you're able to, for sure.
Up to 60, 70 days. I personally worked 45 days in a row without a day off.
We want to be treated like we're people instead of like slaves.
The company has never given us anything. The corporate greed is taking everything away.
Capitalism, man.
Until we can stop corporate greed.
When you bite Chips Ahoy, we bet you buy a chip.
Who can resist the golden, buttery, melt in your mouth taste of a Ritz?
Unlock the magic.
So it says Nabisco's parent company, Mondelez, made $3.5 billion in profit in 2020. Instead of sharing those profits, Mondelez cutting pay and benefits for its factory workers. One of the factories there.
They came with some demands in the last negotiation.
Employee.
Were all takeaways. They wanted to take our overtime away. They wanted to put us on a 7-day work schedule, 12-hour days.
They currently want to change our overtime pay so that if you work all that time,
Kurt.
you'll end up eventually getting paid less for working.
That's insane. They've proposed ending overtime pay for 12-hour. Jesus, like that is a long fucking shit, especially if you're not getting, like, that is insane. Increasing mandatory weekend work with no premium pay. Raising healthcare costs. So again, like that worker was saying, just taking everything away, not increasing benefits, getting rid of overtime, not paying people more for working on the weekends, raising healthcare costs, more outsourcing.
Your impact would be about a $40,000 a year loss for all the workers across the board.
They've actually closed 2 factories recently, and they don't disclose where their production's going, but we know it's going to Mexico.
New Jersey and Atlanta this year they closed. Spent $130 million in a new factory in Mexico.
That sucks. I just turned 55 years old. Got 37 years.
With your COVID-19, I don't know who's gonna hire me right now.
Is everything going to Mexico? All of them.
I grew up with Nabisco products, Oreo, cream and crackers, Chip Ahoys. I knew they were made here. I knew they were made around the corner from where I live. To see those things go to another country where people are making less pay and the company's still making billions, it's disheartening.
I've been here since 1987.
Since I was born.
So this would be 34,
Long fucking
35
time,
years.
man.
This company's actually squeezed everything out of it they could.
They don't even want us to step onto the grass of the property, so they're putting a fence up right on the property line.
Jesus.
Basically kicking the employees to the curb.
We want the community to support us. We want America to support us. We don't want you to buy Nabisco products.
Not gonna.
Not during our strike. When we come back to work, we want you to support Nabisco products, but only Nabisco products made in America. If you read the back of the label, it will say made in America, or made in Mexico, or made in Canada. And we want to keep our jobs in America. We want to keep middle class. And right now, they're trying to destroy it all.
Oregon, Colorado, Virginia. Kudos to them for covering this, and yes, definitely don't consume any of these Nabisco products until these workers are, you know, not on strike. So as long as that happens, no Nabisco, no Nabisco. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. Peace. Much love.